welcome to I Want to Afflict the Mashikaku. This game splits into two parts. The first half and the longer half. Each half is split into 3 stages, this being the first one. In this stage, you're mostly just dealing with these 3 kinds of blocks here. The water ones, which are blue, which you can swim in and jump as much as you like. The green ones, which are solid and you can stand on, and the red ones, which will kill you as soon as you touch them. And whenever you shoot the buttons, they'll change from one to the other. So green will change to blue, blue changes to red, and red changes to green. So there was a small skip on the first screen where we actually just missed a save by just going straight for the button further up. For this one, you just carry on through as it is. There are definitely some skips in this section where you can just not shoot certain buttons. I don't know if the creator wasn't aware of it, like this one here. But it's nice for going a little faster, so you don't have to worry about trying to time and shoot things accurately. Ooh, close one. Yep. Good. You know what, I'm just gonna go with it this time, I think. We'll just see how this goes. If I miss button shots, then whatever, that's fine. This little tower thing's pretty cool though. I do like just jumping up and shooting them all quickly. Nice. So yeah, if you go fast on this, you can just skip a little section and land on the green blocks, but it doesn't really speed things up. 1, 2, and then wait for the bottom here. Are you guys still debating whether these are green blocks or yellow blocks? Alright, small strat here. You can barely clip this water block here. And you want to try to jump and bonk on this green one here, but it's kind of hard to time sometimes. Now, unfortunately for this screen, you do have to wait. So you've got to wait at the start every time, so you really don't want to die halfway through. And you can go a little fast at the end by just going straight to the water blocks. Nice. Alright, and here's the first boss, by far the hardest in this run. Just because we're trying to do him fast. So you actually want him to go down at the start so that you can, close, shoot him early. I really thought that'd shoot him earlier, whatever, that's fine. Every time you shoot him, he'll spawn 2 or 3 blocks on the side here that you can also shoot, and they will change the blocks around the outside. Okay, that's fine. But if you touch those blocks that are moving around the edge of the screen, they also kill you. So you've got to try to be very careful not to die while doing this. His health bar's along the top, so he doesn't have too much health. It's actually a relatively short boss overall. I don't know why I thought I could make it through that one, honestly. I just saw how close I was to him dying and kind of went for it. Yeah, while he's not a very long boss, he's long enough to cause issues. Dude, I keep clipping the edge of the water. Like, if you clip the edge of the water, you don't get your double jump back. And it's throwing me off at the moment. I don't know why I went for that. Boss is genuinely the hardest one in this run. Like, this boss is why Wolfie stopped running this game. Also because he's a pansy and a quitter, but still. We can't do much about that part. Hey, nice snipe there. I could have shot him down there if there weren't blocks in the way. Come on, the wolf spawns to the top right, so we really want to kill him up here. Unfortunately, we're going to get crushed instead. I feel like I should just restart the commentary for this, because this is clearly not my best attempt at this boss, but you know what? Sometimes things go wrong. Yeah, of course you wouldn't agree with me, Walt. Oh, I missed. Good. But yeah, we do want to shoot some of the water blocks just so there's less that we have to worry about dying to. Because as you can see, whenever you shoot the boss, it changes like the buttons do. So, blue to red, red to green, so on and so forth. I didn't see those ones. I was too focused on shooting the thing. So shooting a water block and then the boss isn't very helpful. Like, we do shoot him a lot right at the start, because we can get a lot of hits in. And we can just cycle through all of them, thankfully. But after that, there's generally too many blocks on the screen to be able to deal with it. Like, you can shoot him in the bottom right there, but there's just too many blocks for me to really be able to get there well. Alright, this is pretty decent. And hope nothing comes... There we go, good. Nothing came from off screen. Wonderful. Alright, welcome to stage 2, the ice stage. Pretty much every time you hit a warp and change screens, you'll want to jump, because you have some slow acceleration here. Like, you never really want to start from standing still when going on the ice. You just want to start moving ASAP. Yeah, there we go. So screen change, so you jump there. Small skip of not landing on the side there. Hey, nice, you actually land on the block too. Normally you fall down because it's actually, you've got to go a little high to try to make that. If your run submission is bad, you can help the description to make it seem better. Cool, thanks, Wolsk. And here's a mini boss rush section with 4 bosses. So these 4 bosses were actually in another game called I Wanna See the Cherry Blossom that was made by the same creator, but he just decided to reuse them for this game and then buff them a little bit. For this boss, you can actually get 3 hits in per cycle, but you've gotta hit him pretty early as he's falling down. And then try to dodge everything else. Nice. And it's a bit harder in the second phase because you've got these fruits on the screen as well. And the fruit stop your bullets. Only 2 hits, damn. Okay. Oh dear. Really? He actually crushed me for once. Oh, why? This boss is pretty cool, thanks. He actually crushed me for once. It's been so long since I've had that happen. So yeah, he spawns anywhere when he decides to fall down from the top of the screen. So you just kind of have to hope he doesn't come in your general direction. But that was really unlucky, because when he drops down with the fruit... Ah, come on, I should have gone left. Right even. Dude, this boss is going atrociously. This is a terrible run compared to normal. What the heck? So yeah, that's how this boss works. Apparently I'm gonna get crushed twice. This is a... wow. Okay. Well, sometimes runs go badly. I mean, in the sense of a marathon setting, that's not going to change. I don't exactly get a reset there. There you go. And my chat's making bad puns all the time is not too helpful, but alright. I'm pushing for the 4 damage now. I'm trying to get too much damage in because I know how much time I'm losing. Normally this guy's first try. I'm actually surprised how many times he's killed me. Really not being a great part for the second half of this guy, huh? Hopefully the rest of the bosses should go fine though, so that's not too bad. I'm not even getting the full damage in either. That's the worst part. Not even getting 4 hits in. Yeah, no, I wasn't getting a 4th hit there. That was way too close for comfort. Alright, fine. I guess I'll just... yeah. Worry about the 3 hits every time for now. Ah, 1 hit away. Alright, fine, cool. And we want to stay on the right because that's where the item spawns. And the warp. Fish boss, let's go. So for this, I pretty much just hug the left side. Around the quarter of his health in, he'll start spawning bullets from the bottom. Around another quarter, he'll start spawning them from the left. And then the last little bit, he'll start spawning fish that target you whenever you hit him. Now, hugging either wall is pretty good because it just means that you can carry on shooting him and not worry about the bubbles that he spawns out of his mouth. But you do have to be a little careful about things. Okay, please be nice. Yeah. This strat is definitely a bit risky, that's for sure. I go to the other side anyway, which is fine because the item spawns over here. He's not dead. Okay. He had a bit more health than I thought. Now for the third boss, it's just a cloud. So every 2 bounces on this guy, around that, he'll spawn targets that you can shoot. If you hit these targets, they'll fire a fruit that will follow after him and hurt him. And if you take too long, then the targets will turn into a blue fruit, which will target the boss and spawn a green fruit that will bounce around the screen. That's what we may be about to see. Ooh, barely got that in time, and it will also heal him, so you really don't want to miss damage here. Because any missed damage makes it take longer and makes it harder. I did try to do this from the right-hand side originally, and it does kill the boss faster, but the item also ends on the right. So it means that I would end on the left-hand side and have to run back over. So So either way, it's around the same length of time, but I feel like it's a bit faster doing it like this. Yeah, I keep thinking of the evening news as well, Zeno, hearing this song. And welcome to the fourth and final boss of this. This boss is actually a little special in the sense that it was the final boss of See the Cherry Blossom originally, so it is a little harder than the other three. In this case, it actually has 2 phases instead of just the 1. And as the boss takes damage, more things start spawning on screen. This boss is mostly just a bunch of visual noise for the most part that confuses you, and I have had friends that really struggle with it because of that. Yeah, the music notes will kill you, the Toho bullets will kill you, the thing that's about to spawn will also kill you, but the flower petals are perfectly fine. Which may throw you off at certain points if you're not paying enough attention because there's so much on screen. Thankfully, it does auto-save and the spike in the middle doesn't kill you. If the spike killed you as well, this would be a lot harder. And it does auto-save here. And now we just dodge for about 90 seconds. As Toho does tend to go at certain points. The really good song in the background too. I never get tired of this song, dude. Alright, so line attack. Then we have to jump to get off the ground. I don't have too much to say for this boss, it's just cool to watch. Like, it's pretty standard dodging. I do feel a bit close to the ground there though. Couldn't really feel like I'd go higher. Alright, cool. So there's one more sucking in from the edge, and then it will be bursting out from the middle. And we'll be trying to end that on the right again because that's where the item is. Wait a little bit because they can still spawn from the edge. Good. And just try to dodge around the bottom right. So yeah, dying here is pretty bad because it's about 1.5 minutes of time loss. 2, 1. The ball is going too close to that item, unfortunately, so it made it take a little longer, but that's fine. Cool. And that's stage 2 done. One more jump for the ice there. And now for the final stage of the first half. This is a very recognisable screen from the original I Wanna Be the Guy. The words in the middle are just saying Mashikaku over and over again in Japanese characters. Nice, first try on that gate diagonal. That jump's actually kind of hard, this one here. Like, definitely the hardest on the screen. This save is definitely the hard part. Definitely. Although I will admit I'm messing up a little bit still. Dude, I don't know why I'm dying on the save today. Like, even when I get past the first jump, I'm dying on things like this gate jump. Yeah. Just like that, exactly. There we go. Alright, cool. Car part done. And then straight onto the boss. It's a very short stage for some reason. So, this song's from a game called Dodonpachi. This boss is actually a reference to some other fan games that we call Colonel bosses, because the boss from Dodonpachi is called the Colonel, and that's where the song's from. The general theme is like it's pretty barrage heavy, and there's an icon, like some sprite square icon in the middle that's representing whatever you're trying to fight against. Sub-Polaroid. Sub-Polaroid, come on, dude. So yeah, the majority of this fight is just trying to dodge things. This part here is just entirely pattern, while the intro was entirely random. I never entirely remembered the route through this pattern, but it's not too bad to deal with, so... The hard part actually comes with these things on the side. This pattern does tend to confuse a lot of people when they first deal with it. You just see all the squares coming, you're not really sure how to jump to avoid it all. And then more randomness going on in the middle. That's a bunch of fruit there, wow. Let me pass, please. Thank you. Okay, that could have been bad. Takes quite a while to kill here too, so you do have to be a bit careful. Hey, and we're done with the first half of the game. Did I really put 8 stages? I've had to reset up the split since the PC issue. I don't actually know if that's right or not, but sure. So yeah, this is a fake credit sequence. If this got on stream, I would be trolling the hell out of everybody and just pretending to have stopped playing, somehow come 25 minutes underestimate. Feel free to skip like a minute and a half forwards in the VOD. I don't know, there's not really much to say about it. It's a fake credit sequence. This run on pace to be so boring, please. Is this under an hour and 45 minutes? Well, I mean, it generally takes me around 45, so yeah, I'd say it's less than that. You learn where the Colonel comes from. No problem. Yeah, he's from Dononpachi. Really famous cave boot bullet hell games. I don't know why I struggle so much on that second save today. Like, it's not easy at all, but still. Remind me to play a ding later. I don't have sub alert set up because of the new PC issues. Hey, screw you, Wask. I'm hoping they check this. I don't know if they'll get this far, but we'll see. I'd hope so. I wouldn't assume so. I really hope so. Alright, and time for the bad apple stage. So, if you have issues with flashing lights, this stage may cause you some issues, because there is a lot of inverse colours going on here. Whenever you shoot the button, you change from one room to a similar looking room with spikes in different places. And whenever you shoot the blue buttons instead, you'll also gravity flip. Just yell ding. I guess I could. That would be a sub alert for now, I guess. But then if somebody does a tier 2 sub, I've got to shout ding for longer and at a deeper pitch, so that's going to be a bit harder. But yeah, the majority of this stage, I'm trying to like alternate between replying with chat and actually doing commentary for GDQ, and I don't know how to balance that. Yeah. The main gist of this stage is that you just have to remember which buttons do what, because there's certain places later on that are solely made to screw with you. So if you shoot the wrong button, it will actually just lock you into a room that you can't do anything in. There is also a minor skip here. You'll see on the inverse screen, the white spikes and blocks, that there is a save that's flipped upside down that you're supposed to go to. And you can just skip that red button there and just go straight to the flip here. You're supposed to end it flipped upside down anyway, you just decide to do it a little earlier than the game thinks. Do make sure you avoid the spike at the end though. Alright, time for this long detour. So right from the start there was a red button there which just shows you that you're supposed to be flipped so that you can actually continue with it. Nice. This little section was the first part where it can kind of screw you if you shoot the wrong button, like shooting those two there as well. It's also, this part's also the first part where we'll see some mini bosses going on as well. Alright, this one here. As soon as you touch that little section. I don't know why I jumped so high for that one, I was just thrown off for some reason. Like, I missed a couple of shots and I wasn't sure how to jump for it. Yeah, he always is shootable again around the middle of the screen, the same point that you shoot him in the first place. It's around 10 health, so it doesn't take too long. But the bullets are random there and here, so you do have to be aware of how to dodge it. Got to be paying attention. Especially on this when it's such close quarters. Fun fact here though, there is a minor bug. If you hug the wall and try shooting, your bullets just won't come out for some reason. Nice. Alright, on to the last mini boss of this section. Then we'll be able to keep our grav flip to go back to the first screen again. Thankfully this part's patterned, so I do have a specific setup for this. It's not consistent on doing damage, but it is consistent on getting through the actual fruit. Nice. It does seem to be pretty consistent on damage, honestly. Although we still have to not die at this point. Look at you, avoid the block. We'll jump down here. Don't die this last section again, because that would be bad. Never get the fast strat up on that block at the moment. Shame. Right, and now we can do this part that we saw right at the beginning. You can only do while flipped upside down. are listening to Bad Apple from Toho. Good remix. It's a pretty classic song in I Wanna Be the Guy fan games as well. It was used in a really old fan game that a lot of people took inspiration from. So the whole white and black aesthetic with Bad Apple playing is very well known at this point. Did I say well known? I think I said well known. Good. Dude, I love this save. It's just straightforward platforming, but because you're swapping between... Good. Well, I guess I like it so much I'll do it again. Like, it's straightforward, but because you're swapping back and forth between them all, it just feels like small checkpoints whenever you make progress. I just find it really satisfying to pull off. And apparently die at the end as well. Yeah, well known, exactly, thank you. I'm glad you caught that, even after I repeated it. Alright, another mini-boss. This one's literally just the save. And this guy, I always have a bit of issues with trying to figure out a decent strat for him. Like, I think I got the pattern down perfectly fine now, but yeah, good, definitely solved that. Every single time I face him, I always seem to have a slightly different route for it. Oh, I'll make sure not to do this in the GDQ run. Rip my chat, I do not feel bad about it. You didn't need to be able to see anyway, it's fine. It's fine. Feels empty without vocals? Yeah, it does feel a lot different, I agree. Every time I've heard vocals versions of these in fan games, it's always restarting music too, so you don't even get to hear the vocals anyway. Straight up there, watch the spikes. I never remember where the spikes are there. That nearly double jumped into the spike. Nice. No, you're right, that death wasn't intentional, Wolves. Good. You did solve the plan there. Alright, and that's the Bad Apple stage. What? Oh shoot, I shot the boss in too early because I was shooting along with the music. I just wanted to shoot along with the song, dude. That's all. Is there so much to ask? Alright, and time for the infamous stage, the water maze. So this first screen's just a small screen to get used to the water physics before the stage really starts. This stage is very much a love it or hate it for a lot of people, because it's a giant water maze. When me and a friend were originally thinking of doing speedruns of this game, this stage was actually the one that we were most worried about. Shouldn't have rushed that. Just wait it out. Nope. Dude, the cycle's so off. Yeah, this stage is the one that we were the most worried about because it's a giant maze and there's keys you got to collect to unlock certain doors. So you can collect keys, coins behind those doors. But as it turns out, the route isn't actually that bad for that. You just start at the top left. Like, this is pretty much the only detour you'll do, going into this little gap first to get this grey key. And then after that, you just start in the top left and go around anti-clockwise. That's pretty alright. Wait for the fish, wait for the fish. Good. The other problem with this section is that they're all very long saves. So if you die, you do tend to lose a lot of time. So overall, this section will... Good, yeah, as you can see. This section's probably good time for donations, that's for sure. Especially if I die. It doesn't tend to happen too much, but the rare times it does, it can be a problem. So yeah, I'm going to try to pay a bit of attention on this. I swear you can make it through that gap. I'm sure I've done that before. Yeah, the fact that the camera's slightly zoomed in always seems to throw me off a little bit on some of the spikes. Specifically the vertical ones. Like, there's been a lot of times I thought I was going to make it and... Yeah, that wasn't. I knew that wasn't the cycle. I don't know why I went for that. So yeah, there are other saves that you can take, but obviously it's a bit of a detour and it wastes some time. Obviously dying takes longer, but you don't assume that's going to happen. $700 from Witwix that says, yeah, this game looks hard, but it's no Boshi. What? What do you mean? Oh, do you mean for Afflict the Mashikaku? If this game actually got in, do you think Whitwood should watch this? I'm not sure he would still. I feel like he probably wouldn't care that much. Dude, today is not my best day, that's for sure. I'm dying to some of the silliest things. You're the donation reader. Oh, nice, okay. Ah, that'll be cool. I don't know why I took that, like my immediate reaction, what I responded to was like, oh, Waltz is going to read out donations at the event, as opposed to you pretending to be the donation reader. Good. Dude, my PC, like, being away for the whole week has been such an issue. And the fact I got to do all of these today. So we're going to play it nice and safe this time, so we stop dying like an idiot. That will be wonderful. Get that key earlier. So that coin right there was actually behind the door that we needed that black key for. And reset for cycles. And then from this point onwards, it's pretty much start on the top right and loop all the way back around. Save after the key. Yeah, I don't know. It takes so much time to get back to the start though, just to go back to that save that you start at. I don't really think it's worth it. Like, I really don't die that much normally on that save. I'm honestly surprised I died as much as I did there. It would definitely throw me off on all the cycles I'm supposed to deal with for the... That was a bit close. All the fish. Reset again. Because more fish cycles. Just go for it. Nice. Yeah, I definitely wouldn't say this game's as hard as Boshi. It's more reasonable for people to deal with. Reset for the fish cycle again. Oh, please no, Sparkle. That stuff's horrifying. Alright, wait for the fruit. This thing moves pretty fast. Jump. There we go. Yeah, I'm really not confident in my fruit cycles at the moment. Clearly after all that dying. Although I will admit that this stage is pretty good. You can just slide all the way down to the end. I could probably take a moment at this point to just talk about fan games in general, honestly, because obviously there's not too much to say in terms of the game. And I talk about fan games being originated from I Wanna Be the Guy. You can go to fangam.es, or fangames with a dot between the E and the M and the E. Nice. That part's pretty satisfying to do smoothly. Just go straight up here, because this cycle is perfect for this. Ooh, close. Ah, good, never mind. So yeah, I don't know, talk about fan game controls in general. Like shift is jump, Z is shoot. But if you don't like those, then you can just rebind them with a program called Auto Hotkey. And if you'd rather use a controller, then you can use a program called Joy-to-Key instead. Those two are pretty useful. Like, I personally use a keyboard, but it's fine if you don't. Cheap-ass keyboard too, none of that mechanical stuff for me. Okay, so we go under that one, because it's a little easier to manage. There we go. Like, the hardest part for me is on this stage is probably just spamming the jump button to go up quickly. Like on a long vertical part. Ghost source that just says E. See, I was expecting you to say that to be from 44. Because that seems like the sort of thing that he'd do. I don't think Nadu would be able to give that much money away. Ah, slightly behind. I didn't trust going for it. It's right at the end anyway, so that's fine. Reset for fish. I love how we still don't know who Grassmaster 696 is. He's just some guy. Oh, really? Damn it. Ah, well. Water stage goes like it goes. Your guess was it was me? I don't have money to spare. I mean, I could totally see why you'd say that, yeah. Yeah, no, that wasn't me. I would have admitted it after long enough. It's definitely been long enough since that thing. I would have said, ooh, that was close. Reset for fish cycles again. Oh, jump into the spike anyway. The rest of the runs today are going to be something, that's for sure. Being forced to do everything on the last day is not a fun experience. Alright, should have reset for fish cycles again. So yeah, you've got to collect the 8 blue coins in this screen, and then the way is unlocked. The warp appears somewhere. I don't know why I didn't reset that. Did he find out who it was? I wasn't sure. Yeah, I knew I messed up when I did that. I never heard about that if he did. Ah, really? See, the zoomed in camera throws me off on that. I could have sworn I was going to get past that spike. Yeah. Should have seen that one in time, to be fair. At least this is right at the start of the save, so it's not too bad. Yeah, ooh, close one. Could have gone fast for that, but that's fine. Yeah, we'll skip the save down here. We don't need to take this one because this little section in the bottom right isn't too hard to deal with. It's mostly just mashing jump. And then we get another mini-boss. This time with 2 fruit. So for some reason, the fruit on the right has 3 more health than the fruit on the left. So even if you miss damage on the left fruit, it's not that bad. It's much more important to get the damage on the fruit on the right. And just like some of the mini-bosses earlier, they go around like half the screen before you can hurt them again. I couldn't get out, there were too many fruits in the way. And then when one of the fruit dies, the other one starts shooting off, yeah, a lot more fruit you have to avoid. Nice, and that's the second last coin. Then we can just take the last one on the way to the warp. There is one path left that we haven't taken yet. So we'll get a slight pause here because the game is telling us that, well, there's a pop-up on the screen that pauses the game for a little bit, telling us that there is a warp that has appeared somewhere on the screen. So you have to go around the maze to try to find it again. But thankfully we already know where that is, so we don't have to worry about it. Right here. There we go. That's the water stage done. Oh yeah, I have a split here just for this boss, because it felt like a thing I should do. Now for another Toho thing. So you have 3 health with this boss, as shown in the bottom left. Now if we don't take more than 2 damage, well if we don't only take 1 damage, then we can do a small strat at the end to just run through Reimu here. Because the exit is on the far right hand side. And just saves a couple of seconds, otherwise we'll just stand next to her foot and wait for her to disappear. Ooh, close. Nice. Alright, good start. I'm always worried about the targeted attack. What anime is the girl from? Toho! I don't know. Obviously in some animes, I don't know how much Toho has at this point. There's so many different things. Yep. Ooh, close. Alright, gotta be aware of this one. There we go. Go over to the right just so we can tap left. I think it's a lot easier to dodge some of this stuff. Aww. Whoops. Well, thankfully we have 3 hits, so it doesn't matter too much. But this is the last attack, so if I don't take another hit here, then I can just hold right at the end. Pushing that a little bit. I really wanted to go to the right as soon as I could. Hey, if you want to do that fight without health, you can just play the hard mode version of this game. Nothing wrong with that. If that's what you prefer, that's fine. Nobody's going to judge you for it. Yeah, you did play the hard mode, didn't you, Swansea? I forgot about that. Yeah, this stage is pretty straightforward for the first few screens. It's just straightforward platforming, then a couple of spinning things gets involved. Mostly just involving cycles. Normally you don't die on this, you just carry on straight forwards. You can avoid that spike right at the start instead of having to wait. Then there's a couple of screens further on that we'll have to try to save far on the edge, just so that we can get through things a little faster. Yeah, such as this one. Ah, not quite far enough. There we go. There we go. And thankfully if you land on the edge of the block, the spikes can't kill you there as well, which makes things a lot easier. Yeah, gotta wait a little bit there, I think. Oof. Dude, jumping over that first fruit is by far the hardest part of this save. I don't know why it's such a problem. Alright, and last section. So this is just one screen longer than the boss. I didn't split, good. There is no music whatsoever to talk about. And it's just 3 screens long, you go forwards and then you go backwards. Yeah, I don't know, don't really have much to say about this. Like, this is a screen. There were actually secrets in this game that were added at one point, but unfortunately none of them are accessible, which is a bit of a shame. We're not entirely sure where the entrances would have been, but there was another screen that looked like this, so there were 2. But we can't go for the second one, because there was never a way to get into it. Just a shame, because I really would have been interested to see what he would have added as extra for this game, but oh well. Oh, don't split there. Could I safe hack into it? I mean, you might be able to. I can't say I've tried. I don't think you'd be able to do that. But yeah, welcome to Boss Rush anyway. So this is 6 completely new bosses. They're all fairly straightforward attacks, as you can see. First one's just spawning circles and then a targeted attack. This one's targeted attack and slowly spinning bullets. And one of the coolest songs. And there is a bit of a fast track you can do here where you can try to get these target fruit out of the way. Ooh, early. Okay, that was really bad, but we saved it. Cool. Nice, okay. So it just means that you can shoot this guy a bit faster on the next pass. That was still a little tough. This one just has curving bullets. This song is so good, I never get tired of this song. This is a real boss rush. There are bosses and you rush them. Don't you get on me on that? It's not like the boss rush where you save in between and take your sweet goddamn time. Which I know you know, because that's where you're trying to make a point about it. Why are squares evil? Because this game's called Afflict the Mashikaku, and Mashikaku is something that means like blue square, I think. That's what it translates to. I'm like, is the volume that high for this song? Dude, volume balance in fan games, man. It is a thing. I can't turn things down on the fly though, unfortunately, so you're gonna have to suck it up and deal with it. Alright, nearly there. Just go straight onto the last boss after this. Nice. And last part. So someone was saying, why are squares evil? This game's called Afflict the Mashikaku. So of course the final boss is very involved with the blue squares. Creepy looking thing too. I don't know why that song's so much louder than the rest. So there's 2 parts to this boss. The first part you have 3 health for. And it's just avoiding things again. So there's quite a few parts of this fight that I literally just stand still because I know where the safe spot is. I don't have to worry too much about trying to dodge things. So yeah, just enjoy the song and the pretty colours. There's a ledge skip boss? Oh, I missed it. Oops. Whatever. I guess I'll keep it in mind if I ever do future runs. So yeah, the whole of this avoidance part here is actually entirely patterned. So technically I should never get hit, but this little part here I always tend to forget which way to go through. So I have a few tight gaps. And then the end is the only part of RNG going on in this fight. Tight gaps like that one, yeah, exactly. And last little section. So yeah, these fruit just spawn randomly. The hard part really is just trying to catch them in time after they're no longer hidden by the boss. But thankfully when you have 3 health it isn't too hard to avoid everything. Then there's an autosave, and go on to the final part, which we don't have health for. Pretty much every section is split into 10 hits, but the first part is by far the longest. Nice. So you genuinely want to try to get 2 to 3 hits per cycle in this blue orb. Thankfully it also doesn't kill you, one of the few things that doesn't. Good. If you do shoot it when it's really close to the boss in certain positions, you can actually get multiple hits off, like 3 or 4. But it's very hard to get that right. And it's got to be in just the right spot for it too. So there's these attacks that it randomly chooses from as well. So generally you just go for 2 hits per. Funny enough though, I did say, while I said that there was 10 health per phase, the first phase is actually 11, so if you can get 3 hits at one point, that does save a lot of time. But every point from here is like a multiple of 10. So 10 hits on this first guy, and there'll be stars spawning from above me. Then another 10 hits, and then the creepy looking dude in the middle of the screen will start spinning curving bullets. And then another 10 hits from that point, and we'll hit the final section. What's the boss's name? No idea. I'll probably say in the credits. Blue square guy, maybe. So you do have to be careful here, as it is actually possible to run off the edge of the screen as well. That will also kill you. Definitely have to pay attention to this last part with so many bullets. Okay, get close. And then after all that health, you get a 30-second avoidance section. Which I'll also be paying attention for. Fun fact though, when this slows down at the end of the last section, if you're very skillful about things, you can try to jump in the bottom, like 32 pixels where blocks spawn at the end. So once he disappears, you can't die. And if you jump really well at the bottom, you can just get stuck in the block. There's nothing special about it, it's just kind of funny. Hey, we're stuck in the block at the end, nice! Cool, that's Afflict the Mashikaku. Hope you enjoyed, and good luck with searching through submissions. Yay! One run down. Today's gonna be exhausting. That wasn't too bad, honestly, overall, let's say. 45, yeah, that's not bad. If I'd had more time to de-rust on this game, I probably could have got sub 45 easily enough. Alright, I'll turn it down. I don't know why it's so loud. There. I don't know why it's so loud on this one. I couldn't say. Yeah, I probably could have gotten that back down to like 44 easily enough, but considering that was the second run today in the past week or something, I'd say that's pretty decent. Probably 50. Probably go with 50, especially considering this run. Like, if things went worse than that, then 50 I could still definitely make it in. Time Machine 2, I don't know if I want to do 55 or an hour. I kind of want to go for an hour to be safe. Because the final boss does lose a lot of time, as we've seen. Boss Rush stage. Oh yeah, sorry, you're right, Zanzig, it's not a boss rush, it's a boss rash, my mistake. My fault there, entirely. It is actually 9 stages, huh. There you go. That's probably just going to be called Final Boss, isn't it? Oh no, it may have a name. Oh, you might see a name then, cool. Yeah, an hour long of fan games. Nang was like an hour long, wasn't it? Like 45, 50 minutes? Fan games an hour long, dude. I don't get why the emote at the end. Like, fair enough that they don't enjoy Afflict the Mashikaku for GDQ. I don't know what a general crowd would think about this game, honestly. It's not the prettiest, admittedly. But things like Time Machine 2 are pretty good. K2 because there's so much variation in it. Boss 6, there you go, that's the name of the final boss. Japanese character things. If anybody knows what those mean, feel free to say, because I have no clue. I'm gonna have to sound so cheerful for this, and I'm just tired. Boss 6, pretty much, yeah, the final boss. Yeah, they're pretty good ones. One of them is Genki Guy. That's the only one I know, though. Why won't he submit Rect? Like, bosses are the thing that people generally get hyped about. Wait, didn't ours submit Rect for SGDQ? I'm fairly certain he did. Welcome to casual GDQ commentary in the credits, because, yeah, letting it play out. Song's pretty good though. Ugh. Man, sound balance in fan games, dude. Amateur game makers make amateur mistakes. Fair enough. I'm still pretty happy with that, honestly. 45 minutes isn't too bad. I'm curious to see how loud I'm going to have to make this for Classic. That'll be interesting. Yay!